Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Limbus Company reaction. Today we have the LaMancha Carnival song. I guess this one's probably related to the ones I did a while back, or at very least that one that I thought sounded kind of like a carnival, but I just never got to this one specifically, and here we are, finally getting to this. It has been in the comments for a while, and I decided it's probably about time to get to it, so I guess without further ado, let's go! Yo. Right off the bat with this. I mean, I'm vibing. Way more upbeat and happy than I expected. I don't know what I expected out of a carnival song, but I love that. The whistle in there is iconic. I love that they threw that sample in here. Ooh, okay, now it's getting weird. I mean, it's already kind of weird, but pull back the curtain a little bit. All right. Nice to know we're sitting here in hell. It's always a good time. Same girl. I love this trend of happy song, dark lyrics. Just in general. I love that this became an anthem. All right, that was very sudden. I wasn't sure if it was going to fade out or something, but what a fun approach. Like I said, I'm pretty familiar with this whole concept of having really upbeat music matched with very dark lyrics, but I gotta love it, so let's get into it. So right off the bat, I already had kind of a feeling that the song was going to do that dark turn because of the image in the background. Seeing all of that dark imagery kind of just spoiled that for me in a way, but I love the way that they did it, starting fully happy, 100%, no problems, and then pulling back the curtain, like I said. Love that approach in general. When it starts and it's just immediately sad, you're just like, oh, okay, I'm already here. But having to unfold that as you go is its own level of enjoyment for me, and being able to hear this and how they approach it is so much fun. Having the voice lines in there and everything just getting really unfortunate. Painting this picture of a never-ending carnival and damned souls being forced to partake for basically all of eternity is a really cool concept. And that's what I was getting through there. I'm not sure how fully accurate that is, but like I said, it's pretty obvious through the imagery alone that that's at least in the ballpark. And I love that. Just like imagine constantly being told to do something or not having the choice to get away from it and being forced to perform because, like, what else can you do? That's what you have to do for the rest of eternity now. You can't just say no. There's probably some creature or being watching over this situation, not letting you leave. So you're stuck there. And that is both, as much fun as that may seem on the outside, the absolute worst hell, being forced to be happy in a situation where you have no free will. Like, that's obviously really unfortunate for everybody involved. I'm sure that the girl singing is probably Don Quixote, that character that was from the last one that I listened to, and she's probably the mastermind behind all this, given the context of the song. She's probably the one making all of her little puppets dance, you know, and doing that whole approach to it. And there was some context from the lyrics as well, like "this will go on forever," that sort of stuff, where I was like, yeah, that's probably what's going on here. But I love that they did that, and it just, again, through the lyrics alone, you can piece together this story. They obviously made it as obvious as they could here, but that works so well, especially when it's something as unfortunate as this, where you're being just told up front, blatant. But again, peeling back that curtain after being like, oh, maybe this is fun, maybe we're all having a good time. Oh, it's not a good time. Like, that switch is insanely aggressive in this. You kind of hear the song go minor as well. Like, at first you're all upbeat and you're just kind of having a party, everybody's having a good time, everything's in major key, no problems, and then it takes that turn down to minor and everything is a little bit more solemn in the background. The instrumental gets a little bit more dark and everything adjusts itself appropriately for that sound to change, and then when it comes back in later, it pulls it back up and you're just left wondering, how should I feel about this? And that's probably the exact mood they were going for, and they did a great job yet again. Love this approach, though. I cannot say that enough. I love how this was paced, how everything was unfolding throughout, and I love songs that can tell a story in its entirety without needing external context, and this is a song that does that. It keeps its story entirely self-contained, even for people like me who don't have that other outside context. You can figure out what's going on here just by listening, and I think it ends itself in a really unique way where it ends in an anthem, something where basically she's like forcing people to pledge allegiance to this situation. Like, you're here, this is what we're doing now, and you have no way to tell me otherwise, and they just have to kind of submit to that, and that's very dark in its own right, and that's why I love that approach even more than usual, because taking that dark turn is one cool approach, sure, but then like pulling back out of it to have her be a little bit more self-aware of the situation entirely. She's not like completely insane. She's aware of what's happening, but she's like actively pulling people into this and not allowing them to have a choice and no free will. And that's what I think is the darkest part about this, is the fact that it ends in an anthem, because that is a pledge of allegiance that you are not allowed to leave and that you are committed fully to whatever's happening here. And she's taking control of that scenario in order to make that happen. And that's darker than just making the whole song a little darker. That's introducing the whole concept of not just souls that are damned being forced to do something, but a psychological break that they are not able to remove themselves from. They just have to submit. There is no option. There never will be. And to a certain point, they don't care anymore. And that in itself is such an insane dark corner to reach. So I think ending it in an anthem is just adding a little extra spice to the concept of starting nice and ending dark. You just make it so much more authoritarian when you do that, and it gets way darker just by introducing that concept in there. So a brilliant approach here from the songwriters, a great concept here, and ending it like that is just so unfortunate in the best way, but also the worst possible way. Gotta love it, even though it's unfortunate, it's just done really well. But I think I've yapped enough, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you have any other songs from Limbus Company or anything else from Project Moon that I haven't gotten to yet that you want me to get to, leave it down in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to it. And of course, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!